Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So it is a big day here on the farm. Today, it's the Friday, man, that sun's bright. It is the Friday before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is 7 days away, and it's turkey day. Today's the day we're gonna process our turkeys. It's cold out, we got some help coming, so I think we're gonna have a good day. Y'all remember back earlier, a few months ago, we posted a video talking about our turkeys. And we didn't get near as many as we normally get because we've had some issues. Well, we got 20 and we got 17 left, so we're going to process 17 turkeys today. We've got some deliveries of them tomorrow, actually, and then coming up in a couple of days at one of our markets. So hang out with us for a little bit. Let's get some turkeys done. So I built the dogs a fire last night, and there were still some coals, plenty of coals in there, and the stove was still warm enough that the fan was turning, so we loaded that back up. And so it's cold here this morning, and I know for you folks in Michigan or Wisconsin or wherever y'all are at, it's 30. I know y'all are out in bikinis and shorts this morning. I get that. But for us, it's cold. So I built a fire for the dogs last night. That reminds me, y'all, skinny jean comment of the day incoming. Stay tuned to the end and I'll tell you all about it. This one made me mad. I mean, this was just anyway. Skinny jean comment of the day coming. But we're gonna get in the truck. My tractor is in the shop. Y'all remind me, my tractor's in the shop. So we're gonna have to use the truck. We're gonna use the stock trailer today to load our turkeys up. Y'all remind me when I get that tractor back, I've got a tractor story for you. But where was I going with that? Oh, turkeys. We're gonna load them up in the stock trailer. I'm gonna use the truck to take it out there. We'll show you how we load them up, and then we'll get up here and get them processed. But when I get that tractor back, I've got a tractor story for y'all. Aggravate.
Whoa.
Big old turkeys. All right, real quick review on our setup. So first off, we'll start at the beginning. So we got our turkeys. Oh, she pushed them all the way to the front. We got our turkeys in the trailer here. They're gonna come out of the trailer. We've got our cones, dispatch cones set up here, so we'll do the dispatch on the birds. Then they will come over here into the scalder. And Whistle Britches had a little trouble with the scalder this morning. We had a line that was stopped up or something, so we had to change an adapter. But we got the scalder running now, waiting on it to come up to temperature. That puts us a little behind. Turkeys, we can do one of those at a time. So we'll dispatch two, and then once one is deceased, then we'll put it over in here, let it be scalding while we're dispatching another one. Try to keep one ready to go. Once they go through the scalder, they come into the plucker. They'll get plucked here, and they go into this dunk tank, which is extremely full. And this morning, we're not using any ice because, like I said earlier, it's probably 33 or 34 out this morning. Water's cold, should be fine. Once they're in the dunk tank, they'll come and go into the evisceration table where they'll be eviscerated. They'll come back over here into another chill tank where they're cooling off. Hello, Whistle Britches. Then they'll come over here into this dunk tank, and then we'll put them up here on the table where they'll be bagged. We're going to do these in the shrink bags, and then they'll go into the pot here where they where the shrink bags are actually shrunk onto them. Makes them look nice. We'll show you that in a few minutes. Also, I've got a discount code for y'all for some really, really nice shrink bags. And then they'll come over here where they're weighed and labeled, and from there they'll go into the freezer for delivery tomorrow and Sunday.
No. Take it. There you go. Oh yeah, look at that. We can have us some
There you go.
I double check it, but I think this one's good too.
All right, wait just a minute. Let me get this started over here.
Probably female. So when we're bagging turkeys, first thing we do is we put them on this rack to dry a little bit, because these bags have a little bit of a powder in them, and we got to get them just right. If they're too wet, they won't shrink very well. If they're too dry, they won't go in the bag. So there's a sweet spot when it comes to bagging up chickens and turkeys. A little too, you want them to be just right. And we put them on this rack, and then we look at the armpits and the hips. Make sure we've got all the feathers off. And then you flip them over, make sure the neck skin is covering that bone so you don't pop a hole in the bag. You put a gizzard, a neck, a liver, and a heart down in the cavity of each one. And then you slide it in the bag. And that's where the muscles Jacob and Chuck take over. And I'm constantly looking and cleaning and making sure everything is right on these birds.
Nice hole right here.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna tell you, I'm glad today's over with. And I don't know what this video is gonna look like. I don't know. I was gonna get Sandra to do a tutorial on how to eviscerate a chicken. And I had run to the house to get something, and by the time I got back out there, she had done the last one, because I was kind of waiting until we got towards the end to do it. So I missed that. The day has been kind of filled with issues. We ran out of fuel on one of our tanks. Well, to start with, we had trouble getting the scalder to fire up. We had a blocked hose. Then we ran out of fuel on a tank. And I had scalded or attempted to scald a couple of birds and thought, man, these just aren't doing very good. And so that slowed me down because we had to do a lot of hand plucking. Then we ended up, and I'm not complaining, it's just a recap of the day. Then we ended up, I had 19 of those red jackies out there in the field. And we decided we were going to do them today. And those things were just a pain in the rear. They were older birds, tough birds. They didn't pluck good, didn't eviscerate real good. They were big. We didn't have really the appropriate size bag for them. We had to put 50 pound of poo in a 25 pound bag. And so we just ran in. It was just one problem after another today. And the day just did not go smooth. And I had hoped, excuse me, I had hoped we would be done by around 1:30 or 2 o'clock. And y'all, it's almost 5 o'clock, and we just have come to the shop from getting everything put up and cleaned up and that kind of thing. But anyway, so I don't know what the video is going to look like. I've got footage as the day has gone along of different parts and pieces, but that's part of farming. The best laid plans sometimes do not work. Lots of times do not work out the way that you had envisioned them in your mind, and you end up filled with problems, and it makes for a long day, and it's frustrating, it's aggravating, it's irritating, but we've got those turkeys done. That was the main thing. So I'll draw your attention back to about 3 months ago, well, I guess close to 4. These birds were right at 16 weeks. We got them as day-old poults. We started out with 20, and in that initial video, the day that we got them, we talked about some of the problems that we had with turkeys on the pasture in the past, secondary to spreading commercial chicken litter that created a liver problem. Well, we ended up losing one turkey in the brooder, and then we lost 2 out on pasture. And one of those Sandra had done the post-mortem on, and it did have the liver problem. So we processed 17. Out of those 17 today, we had 3 that had bad livers. So we had 14 birds out of the 20 that ended up making it across the finish line that had good livers. So I'm okay with that. We had enough liver that we could spread it out amongst each of the turkeys. Because when we package those up, I think Sandra mentioned this in some of the stuff she was narrating. We put a neck, a heart, a liver, and a gizzard down in the cavity of the bird. Some folks like to use that to make gravy or stuffing or dressing, whatever you want to call it, with the giblets. I think that's what we call it. We call it giblets. So we had enough liver to go around, so that worked out fine. So, like I said, we ended up processing 17 birds. The smallest bird, 13.7 pounds, and the biggest bird, 20.3 pounds, 20.3 pounds. So we had about a 7-pound spread. There was only one tom in the group. That tom was the one that was the 20-pound bird. Everybody else was pretty close. The majority of them, 15, 16, 17. I mean, they were all pretty tightly compacted, but you always have 1 or 2 outliers and that kind of thing. Turkeys, I've said this before, turkeys are usually a big enterprise for us. Certainly not this year because of the decreased numbers. But we'll still do okay on turkeys. And, really we're kind of at the point on the turkeys. It's family, friends, and then just a couple to sell. I mean, I think we're going to end up selling, maybe 10 of those, and the rest of them are family and friends, and that's fine. We're glad to do that. We're glad to do that for family and friends and that kind of thing. So But anyway, daggone, what a day. I am glad this day's over with. The two brightest parts of my day were my brand new muck boots and some of those Camel City Mill socks. my feet have held up pretty good today. Speaking of those socks, I'll leave a link in the description down below for those. Good socks make all the difference in the world, and then good boots today. Oh, skinny jean comment. Had a comment, and I'll go find it and I'll post it up here somewhere. Had a comment from a guy the other day. It was on one of the videos where Reuben and Maggie were out with me, and they were barking. And he said, the comment was something like, "I can't stand that yapping dog." Well, partner, let me tell you something. When it comes to my dogs, most people are going to take a back seat. There's not a day goes by that I don't get out here and do chores and jump in one of these buggies that two, if not all three of these dogs, two of them get in the buggy, all three of them go with me. And I guarantee you, if you were on this farm doing what we do every day, you'd find your way back to the house. And these dogs, they don't leave my side. Sophie's laying right here right now. Reuben is in a chair right next to the camera, and Maggie's laying in the buggy seat over there right now. These dogs have been with me all day long, and most people would take a back seat to these critters. Don't be fussing about my dogs. All right. So, I think that's it. I think I've had enough for today. I'm going to go to the house and see if Sandra fixed some chicken the other night. It was a garlic herb, kind of a Mediterranean chicken. Believe it or not, I want some chicken. So I'm going to go to the house and see what she's got. So, like we always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families. If I don't talk to you before, please have a good Thanksgiving. Remember what Thanksgiving is all about, and that's being thankful for what you have, for your friends and for your family that's around you, and for your loved ones. We'll see you on the next video.